Hey, I'm going to tell you something in this segment. Most of you are going to be like, come on, Grant. It cannot be that, okay? Well, here it is. It's almost never price. Now, if I was to survey all the salespeople in the world, that's about 1.25 billion people, most of them would answer the survey and say, look, the number one reason I lose a sale is over price. 1.25 billion people would be absolutely incorrect. In fact, nothing could be further from the truth. Now, the purpose of this segment is for me to sell you on the idea that price is not the problem, and definitely not your problem, ever. Price is not the buyer's biggest concern. Never has been, never will be. And it is actually at the bottom of the list of concerns and reasons why people don't buy. Look, most sales are lost over objections you never, ever hear. Not some obvious and spoken objection like price or payment or budgets, but ones that they never voice. Maybe they can't tell you. Maybe it's about saving face. Maybe they're embarrassed. Look, you hear price, payments, budget, can't afford it, too much. You hear that all the time. That is not the reason they're not buying. The reason they're not buying are things that you're not hearing. Now, the next 2 or 3 segments, we're going to be talking a lot about money. When we start talking about closing, advanced closing, basics of closing, I'm going to show you some closing information in later programs around money and around handling those objections that is just, unbelievable data that you want. Getting the sale is not about money. It's ultimately about the buyer, your buyer, having confidence, first, that the product is the right one, 2, that I'm the right person, and 3, they want this company supporting them. Now, they're never going to tell you that. Nobody's ever going to tell you, I'm really concerned I'm not making the right decision on the right product. Decision making is the number one concern of the consumer. Am I buying the right product? Am I making the right decision? They're never going to say, oh, Grant, I want to believe in you. I don't believe in you, Grant. Not going to tell you. They're going to tell you about the price. Okay? They're not going to say, I'm worried about the company. Maybe they'll tell you that. But I promise you, it's going on in their mind, okay? Most salespeople at my seminars, I do, 100 seminars a year, tell me, hey, Grant, what do you think? Grant, price, man, price. Most salespeople say if the price was just a little lower, they'd sell more of it. But the truth is, I promise you, you would not sell more because you haven't correctly named the right problem. If you don't name the right problem, you could never come up with the right answer. Okay? See, if price alone is the reason people buy, then the company doesn't even need you. They would just manufacture products, put a low price on them, advertise them. Nobody would have to answer questions. Nobody'd shop. They'd just buy it. That is not the reality. The world would show up and tons of people would come in and buy your product. That's not what happens, folks. Okay? See, I can show you an almost endless list of companies just this year that tried being the lowest price provider that are now out of business. Price is not the problem. And if you're having a problem or a difficulty with this, because you're sold on price being the problem. And if you believe that, you're going to struggle in sales. You'll struggle ever being your own entrepreneur or CEO of your own company. You won't make it. You have to get this. Price is not the problem. Does the buyer love the product? Do they have complete confidence that this product is right? Do they have complete confidence that the company will take care of me? Do they have complete confidence that I will support them? And do they value that product, the company, and me enough that they pay for it? It takes an individual, a human being, a salesperson to sell features, benefits, build value, to do a great product presentation, to get emotional and get the customer emotional so that the customer can even make sense of the price, right? I have to get somebody excited. That's right, excited, so they can make sense of the price. You understand? I'm saying I want to put the customer in a position so they can make sense of the price. I shouldn't have to make sense of it. I want to make sense between the difference of what they think is a thing, fair or valuable or budgeted, the difference between that and the price we need to receive. So you've got to give the buyer reasons to build that value in their own mind. Reasons, logical reasons, so they can justify, one, making a decision, biggest problem people have, to making sense of the money. All right, two things you got to do: make a decision and make sense of the money. That's it. Which one's more important? Making a decision. This is where most of your transactions stop, at the decision making, not at the price. They're talking about price. You never got them to a decision. Hey, let's make a decision. Grant, I need to think about it. Excellent, sir. Thought takes that long. What we need to do now is make a decision. Yay or nay? You want to do it or not do it? We know it's more than you want to pay. Now we got to talk about whether you want to make a decision to pay more. All right? Now I'll get into more of this later, but what I'm telling you is this: decision, money. It is not your job to make sense of the money. It's your job to give the buyer an emotional connection, a heartfelt connection for making a decision that is logical, a logical reason to justify a heart decision, right? You sell people emotionally, you close them with logic. Now I'm going to show you a number of ways in later segments to technically do so with words and phrases and exactly how to do this and justify it. Right now, I got to get you sold on one basic idea. And I don't care if you've been doing this 50 years or 50 minutes. Price is not the problem. We got to get a decision. Then I got to build value in the price so they can make sense of it.